I'm being honest, not every single man deserves a woman's respect. It's only a very specific type of man that gets this without jeopardizing who he is and his own internal respect he should always be carrying. Because a man without self-respect is like a man lost without direction. And that's why in today's video, I am going to be specific and really let you guys in on the type of man that gets respect almost instantly based upon how he carries himself, views himself, and treats himself in front of a woman and behind closed doors. No chasing, no games, no manipulation, just him owning who he is. And let me tell you, that is a very attractive quality in a man. So let's get into today's video. Let's be honest, there's a lot of men going about approaching attracting women from all the wrong angles when it comes to chasing, needing to prove your worth, and obsessing over why she hasn't texted you back right away. They tend to overreact and need to control the outcome that honestly they can never control. And that's why there's a lot of stoic principles that will be infused into today's video, because it allows a man to actually reclaim his own masculine strengths and remember his value at the end of the day, the value you provide in a woman's life, that I don't think men are reminded of enough. Because I'm sure you've heard the saying, women are the prize. But the effort and attention you show to a woman is actually a currency most women would have a really hard time not having in their life. A lot of women nowadays actually depend on a man's attention to feel worthy and validated within herself. So first things first, men, you have to understand that you have value to provide in a woman's life. If you don't have certainty and clarity upon this, then you will always perceive that woman as better than you, or putting her on this pedestal that will never allow her to look up to you. And respect actually happens when a woman can look up to you and not down on you. Maybe finding yourself obsessing over what she's doing. Become focused on what you are doing in a day. Get clarity. Because the more attention you put into all of these other areas of your life, you're watering your own internal garden. Will flourish with fruits of your labor. And that doesn't come from ignoring those parts and overwatering one specific plant. Because at the end of the day, men, that plant will die because you're putting way too much into it. Do you see the importance of understanding that you have different areas of your life, even if you're in a relationship, you're going on dates? You can never allow a woman to take the place of yourself. You need to be attentive in your own life and not just hers. And 3 stoic quotes I want to remind you guys of that will allow a woman to naturally respect you is by doing the following. Control yourself and not others. Focus on what matters and ignore what doesn't. Be consistent and stay disciplined. Now, having these 3 principles a part of your routine is almost like the anchor that keeps you grounded to yourself. When you live this way, women notice. You don't have to say a word. Because respect is felt, it can never be demanded. And that's why men who try to control the external will always be playing a losing game. Because you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, and you're handing over your very own self-respect. In the process of doing something you yourself can never be in control of. The only thing that's in your control is how you show up in a day. And that's why when a man has something going for himself, he has a career that he's really focused on, he's goal-oriented, he's driven, a lot of his time and energy is actually going towards bettering his life, tending to the parts of life that are very important for him to feel purposeful in the day. When men lack purpose, they try to find purpose in pleasing a woman. Sure, if you've done this, you know how exhausting it is. Or you're in that role, women will use it, abuse it, and you will become drained and exhausted no matter how good looking she looks, no matter how much money you have, because you're not allowing there to be a value exchange a part of the relationship. Now, this is a very important principle in relationships, is knowing your value and knowing her value. And if you're just seeing the value she provides in your life, you could be discounting all of the amazing things you provide in her life. It's easy for a man to forget this when women don't actually share how much she appreciates you. And when a woman doesn't show appreciation, likely due to a lack of respect she has for your efforts. It's an expectation she has for you. So if she doesn't get it, she's gonna get pissed off. She's gonna be annoyed because that's how you started the relationship. So if I could summarize today's video in one sentence, is you must know what it means to respect yourself every single day. If a man doesn't have respect for himself, a woman will never be able to give that to you. And this looks like you having boundaries. This looks like you having clarity. This looks like you having a very strong self-concept of things you will and will not tolerate in your life. And you're not afraid to speak up, even if it's uncomfortable. Remember, men, you teach people how you like to be treated. So if you're very passive and submissive and you have a hard time sharing your truth, the more likely women will just use you. A respectful man also understands that respect is earned and it's not given. How you show up for other people is just a reflection of how you show up for yourself. So examine that. Get curious of maybe past relationships or current relationships in your life where respect isn't there, and ask yourself, how is this reflective of how I'm showing up and my own self-beliefs? The moment you get clarity of this, the very moment you may come to an understanding of what you're not doing so other people can't do that for you. So I hope in today's video you could understand why women respect this certain type of man that has respect for himself at the end of the day. So start walking on the path of respect today and treat yourself how you would like to be treated. If you guys liked today's video, it assisted you, and you are wanting any further assistance, I do offer one-on-one coaching services. So my coaching email will be right here as well as linked down below. So please feel free to reach out to me. And without further ado, you guys, give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next one.